These are all of the items you need to complete the new project in the game, the limited event to get a few different cosmetics and items. Now, I know not all of you have a bunch of time to go and collect all of these items and figure out where they spawn, so I've done the hard work for you. I've set out some good routes that you can run to save yourself time and get all the rewards here because, it's almost Christmas. You're probably going to be spending time with family. Let's break this down so you can just do this as quickly as possible, get the cool stuff, and not stress about where to find specific things. You can do most of this stuff, and I'm talking all of the stages in a few runs. So if things go well, less than an hour. Now, the candleberries part will take a bit more time, unfortunately, but we'll talk about that later. The run will start at the power generation elevator. This white car has a very high chance for light bulbs, and usually you'll get 2. So that's going to be enough for the project. Now you're going to run down past this towards the apartment buildings. A lot of the residential style loot has a great chance of spawning here, and you're going to be looking on the bottom floor because there could potentially be an industrial battery down there. Make sure you breach all of the containers, the rusty boxes, as these could contain water filters, as we'll see later. But as we loot here, you're essentially going to be looking for coffee pots, frying pans, and candle holders. Now, there are many different apartment buildings along the edge of the map, but make sure to check out this Raider depot, or sort of Raider camp. It's not a depot, because once again, there are more breachable boxes, and you'll find those water filters in there, as we can see here. Now, make sure to look out if you're on the snow version for potential baskets in these Raider camps as well. As you run along here, I'll show you a couple more spots that could potentially spawn these baskets, one of which could be here. There's also another breachable box here as well. The Raider baskets are going to have a lot of candleberries. Obviously, I'm running this on a day raid, so keep that in mind. This bed here could spawn durable cloth as well, and there's another raidable breachable box there, so you could get some more water filters. And then we're going to run all of the way up to the other apartment buildings. I'm not going to bore you showing you me looting all of the apartment buildings. There's 3 different apartment complexes on this side of the map. Just go and loot them all. Loot all the containers, especially the green kitchen drawers. That seems to be the best chance to get the frying pan and the coffee pot and the candle holders. But just loot everything here, and you should get enough after one run, to be honest. If not, don't worry. I've got a second run that you'll do later on, which will probably fill in the gaps for anything you're missing here. You can now make your way to Hydroponics, making sure to loot all of the iron domes, I don't know what to call them, the hydroponic buildings, and check all of the shelves, loot all of the breachable containers, and also make sure to check the water in the bigger area because that can have mushrooms. You're going to need 7 mushrooms. So here you can get the industrial battery fairly commonly. You'll get more water filters here on the shelves and in the breachable boxes, and some mushrooms as well. At this point, you might end up having duplicates of the stuff, and you might have more than you need, but I just wanted to do this run, just in case you get unlucky. You're going through all of the container types and loot zones to make sure you're securing as much of these things as you need. And the second part of this run will allow you to fill in the gaps for the residential loot stuff. Now, you can leave the hydroponic complex and then come along the pipeline tower and go underneath towards the control tower, and then jump down into the primary facility where you'll find even more breachable boxes where you can find another chance to get those water filters and the industrial battery if you haven't yet. Now, if you still don't have enough light bulbs as you're about to leave at the water treatment elevator, you can turn left and there'll be another white car which has a very high chance for light bulb spawns there as well. This one was looted because it's quite well known, this one. And then you can leave in the elevator and move on to part 2 of this run. As you can see, this first run is going to get us coffee pots, water filters, the industrial battery, the frying pans, the candle holders, the light bulbs, durable cloth if you don't want to craft it, I suppose. And you could get the wine bottle as well pretty easily here. Now, we move on to the next stage. This is pretty straightforward. You just go to Bluegate and loot all of the containers there to fill in the gaps for any residential loot that you still need, whether it's the music albums or the film reels or the coffee pots, whatever you might need. There's a bunch of containers here. But interestingly, the trash cans, for some reason, have a really high chance to drop the film reels. So it's just a really quick way to get those film reels in a nice high loot density area. And this will most likely fill in all the pieces in terms of residential loot. You're also going to get a bunch of duct tape here as well. You need 10 duct tape. So this is a great place to find it. We found it here pretty quickly, I'll be honest. So we've already crossed out a lot of this entire project with just 2 runs. Now the final couple runs, let's talk about the fireball burners. Easiest way to do this is on Stella Montis. Run around the business center. So many spawn there very frequently. To be honest, you can go over there later on in a raid and you'll just find a bunch of fireball bodies all over the place. You don't even have to fight them. Or you can go over to Sandbox. There's a bunch all over the place there as well. You'll get this done within just a few minutes. It's that easy. If you go in with a cheap loadout, then you can stick 3 in your safe pocket. So even if you do not get out alive, you've already got a third of the task done in just a couple minutes. For the rest, the candleberries and the mushroom, I would advise doing spaceport during the cold snap event. If you go around the outskirts of the map, you can find these raider baskets just like you can with lush blooms. They don't spawn as commonly, but you'll still find quite a lot in a single run, and this is going to allow you to get these candleberries collected quite quickly. You'll also find this tree in the trench in Spaceport, which always has mushrooms on it, so a couple runs of this and you'll have all of the mushrooms and most of the candleberries. Now, if you're really struggling with getting on Spaceport Cold Snap, you could also do it on Bluegate, right? There's different timers for it, so you might not have the chance to even play it. On Bluegate, you can go to the Olive Grove area. In all of these buildings, there is a chance for these raider baskets to spawn as well, the fruit baskets. And also, the raider caches as you're running around, you'll hear the ticking noise. They're breachable in Cold Snap, and they'll also have candleberries. And this could be a great place to get even more. It's a bit of a grind this last step, but it goes by quickly after a few raids of running about in the snow, to be honest. Now, besides getting a few items like the snap hook and the Vita spray, you'll get more merits for completing this project, which will make you progress on the Gathering Candleberries live event. The end reward is essentially 250 raider tokens in total, and this new skin. I'll show you what that looks like if we go to the customization tab. So we can see it here, the high-tech hiker. These are the colorways that you can get. These are the options. And this is sort of the full version that we saw in the trailer. It's not a bad skin for a free option. Speaking of which, make sure to check your mailbox. They've dropped 1,000 free tokens for every player. So we're going to get 1,000 free tokens plus the 250 from the live event, which means if we go to the store, we can almost buy one of the more expensive sets. We could buy this, the Velati set. So there's a few things we could actually get with that free money. Oh, another thing, one of the free rewards from this track is the first Raider Tool cosmetic. There's now a new icon for it when you go to Style. This one replaces the typical pickaxe with sort of like an orange wrench, which is quite cool, actually. I hope they do more of these. I'm sure they'll keep them grounded and realistic because we honestly get to see this thing a lot in game as we're breaching open things. So hopefully they can get pretty creative with these. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was useful. If it was, please consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.